Good morning, beautiful people. Today's Friday and we're gonna show progress. I've been harvesting and I hadn't turned on the recorder. Those are the green onions. This is the last green stalk that I had gotten and put a whole bunch of baby flowers in. It is beautiful. We are having some growth. I got the spinner for it, for all three actually, and it's looking beautiful. I have been looking and admiring my garden. I started harvesting this morning and I said, well, turn on the recorder so you can see what you get today. I've got quite a bit. There's some tomatoes, they're blushing. I need to pick them. I hadn't picked those. I got a whole bunch of peppers and cucumbers today. That's the other green stalk that is filling out so beautifully. And I discovered that my kale is finally growing. And also I have a snake plant that I had planted here last year, and I saw a baby growing out in all of this. I have more strawberries, people. And remember I had said that they were teeny tiny? Well, maybe it's because the plant was too small. But if you can see, they're a little bit larger. They're almost ready to pick. Look at that. The deal is coming back. And this pepper plant is got a pepper on it, finally. Those are the flowers. They're growing. They're looking beautiful. My cats want something to eat. It's turned into pretty much a jungle out here. The mint is overflowing. The eggplants, if you look on last week's video, they have doubled in size. And there's one of the sunflowers. The peppers, as you can see, I've already cut a whole bunch of them, but these are habanero pepper, not poblano peppers, and Anaheim peppers over here in the back. And so I'm trying to let them get a little larger. But as you can see, there's a lot of flowers on them. These black Kareem tomatoes, it has literally doubled in size. Look at those. They're beautiful. I mean, if it was almost a palm size last week, this week it's even bigger. I harvested about 6 cucumbers, and as you can see, there's still plenty on here, but they're not quite ready. But they are growing a lot of cucumbers. My tomatoes, they need to be harvested. There's quite a few that I'm gonna get today. These are the Roma tomatoes. And there's some red ones. And they're a pretty good size. They're not quite red, but they say that if it rains, they're going to split. So we don't want that. But in every plant, there's 1 or 2 that I could pick. Look at that, people. I am harvesting tomatoes. Can you believe that? There's some more little flowers growing. Gotta take these. And it's kind of hard to do with one hand. I'll come back for those. But, yeah. I mean, I am finally getting a lot of food. I am very happy with the progress. progress. Here we go. And this is what I've gotten out so far. And I think it's beautiful. And this is from today, people. From this morning. I've been picking everything that I see that is pretty much ready. It's a glorious morning. I have plenty of tomatoes, which it's the first time I mean, I've been picking one or two here and there. Here's some more. Here's some more. But I am to the point where I don't have to go grocery shopping. I'm going to let that one turn a little bit more red. And that one as well. And there's one in there blushing too. But there's a lot more flowers on these Roma tomato plants. And these are so pretty. Look at that. They're growing. I got baby cucumbers coming up. More and more. I need my grandbabies because they're the ones that eat all the cucumbers. But I am harvesting enough to be able to cook for myself and my husband. Here, I should have got a container or something bigger. I didn't think I was gonna get this much, but there it is so far, and I'm still picking. There's the pepper plants. This peach tree, I'm hoping that I can get some peaches. This is a different kind of tomato. And on this plant, I have got end rot. And it's not on one, it's on two. Okay? So you know what that means? According to Google, it's a lack of calcium. And I'm looking at that one. No, that's a good one. Okay, two of them had end rot. I hope I can get some peaches. Anyway, the peppers, they're coming along. I picked a whole bunch of them a while ago. And I left some in here. But if you look in here, you can see there's still a whole bunch of peppers in here. There's more and more and more. But those are a little small. And those are the jalapeno peppers. And they are very tasty. I guess that's why I harvest before time. The shishito peppers, I harvested a lot of them already this morning. And there's still a lot there. The serrano peppers, they're coming along beautifully. I don't know if you can see them or not, but these plants are loaded. And that's the heat that I like. I picked a whole bunch of Tabasco peppers too. And I learned that all you need is two, with about 2 or 3 tomatoes, and then you can get it. And these are the Brandywine tomatoes. And they're growing. Yes, I still have them wrapped up with that one thing. I haven't went to get anything. But they are flowering. Finally. I guess they needed the heat. These peppers are growing really pretty. The potatoes, these are white potatoes I put here. They're growing over the bed. And those are more peppers. These are peppers, and it's got something really pretty on there growing. I think these were the giant red bell peppers that the squirrel destroyed. And these are blooming, making pretty flowers. This plant, I don't know what it is. I think it's a tomato plant, and I don't know why it's out here. The carrots are growing. This one needs to be trellised back. And these are Brandywine tomatoes. These are the first ones that came out of these kind of tomatoes. The tomatillos, are making new leaves and new flowers. So there's the ones that are all eaten up, but they are making new flowers. So I guess that's a good thing. Maybe I'll get some tomatillos this year. I haven't as of yet, but there is plenty of little growth, and it's funny how they grow the husk before they grow the tomato in there. And there's some in there. It's really, really hopeful. Over here is my plant that is blooming so pretty. These tomatoes, they need to be trellised up as well, but they are producing. Nothing has turned, but there's little flowers, and there's some blushing on one of them. Not enough to where I would want to pick it, I think. There's one in there, which I've noticed that when I pick them, they continue to turn on the counter. But according to what I've seen, look at that. Those are bigger. And those don't have end rot. So I don't know, people. I think I'm doing better. There's plenty of flowering up there. The onions did start to come back. They're here. There is growth. These are the green beans that I planted about 2 weeks ago. And they're literally growing. Supposedly they fix the nitrogen levels. That's why I put them in. And I love green beans, so if I get some, that's a good thing. These plants, I don't think we're supposed to be in a raised bed. I'm thinking they needed to be somewhere on the ground for the reason that they're getting very tall. These are green beans. I did plant another, I believe, 6 squash plants, summer squash. The last squash that I did looked beautiful, grew beautiful, but I only got 2 zucchini plants out of it, and yeah, it didn't, I had to tear them out. And I put green beans instead, and I did put some pepper plants in here with it, and some green beans. So this is green beans, squash, and pepper plants. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The pears, they are getting larger. Look at that. This is the pear tree that had not given anything. And again, people, I am making these videos because I want to compare the growth on everything from week to week. And like I said, my garden is turning into a jungle. This pear is not looking too good. It is black. Why? I don't know. Is it a different kind? Actually, it's dead. Aww, my pear fell. There went that pear. But at least the husband pear tree made my old pear tree make some pears. And the lemon tree, I had clusters and clusters of limes on it. Well, I guess they pruned themselves so that they can have room to grow. Because there was like 15 on that cluster, and now there's only 5. Here, there's a cluster of 2. Here, there's a cluster of 2, 3. So, I guess they prune themselves so that they can grow because, or knock the others off. There's a lot of limes on here still, but they're not as profound as they were. And I can't end the video without showing My yellow flowers. They're so pretty. But if you look at the garden, it's looking like a jungle already. I believe I showed last week that I actually have a watermelon growing, and I found on the ground another 3 somewhere. But here's a baby watermelon, and there's more flowering going on, so I guess it's gonna survive. These are pepper plants, and these are the large, what are they called? Jim Beam hot pepper, and they look very pretty. I pulled 3 of them off this morning, and the cherry tomatoes, they're not cooperating anymore, but it is flowering. I did put the Epsom salt, and it's making more flowers. See, a whole bunch more. So maybe I'll get some more cherry tomatoes out of it. I've got a few on the plant. As you can see, there's a few on there, but it's not producing like it was. And those are more green beans and squash. This is a tomato, and it's flowering finally. But anyhow, these are the nasturtiums. I finally got a flower, and that's very pretty. So, the Tabascos, they keep going and going. I have pulled quite a bit out of them, and it keeps producing more and more. On this end, I have habanero peppers that I had picked, all of them, and I see more in there today, and I did pick 3 of them. Anyway, that is today's garden tour. These tomatoes, I had them close to the outside kitchen, and I had to move them because they're growing too much, but they are not giving me tomatoes yet. I was thinking perhaps the sun was not hitting it fully, but there it is, people. It's growing. And like I said, I've got plenty of peppers, more than my husband and I can eat. My cats are waiting to be fed. Look at that. So, today's harvest was bountiful. And this pepper here hasn't made any that I know of, but there is babies coming out. I don't remember. I think these are the red, little red peppers. And the yellow peppers, that's what this one is. The garlics and the onions, they don't look too pretty growing. I don't like them in front of my outside kitchen, but they're growing. So there it is, people. Today's harvest. Quite a bit. And I was worried that I wasn't going to get anything. But as you can see, there is plenty of peppers in there. All kinds. So I guess we could call this a blessed morning. And for a first-time gardener, I believe we're doing quite well. Now, what do I put for blossom and rot? I've had 3 tomatoes. I know it's calcium, but I have not seen calcium. So what I did was poured half a gallon of milk with a gallon of water, and I poured it over the tomato plants. If anyone has any ideas, please comment, let me know. And you have a blessed, wonderful day, because I'm going to enjoy the produce that I have successfully harvested. Goodbye for now.